you just you juggle this fine line of like I call it doing exactly what you have to, no more training optimally. You hear Louis say it. Doing no more, no less. Do exactly what you have to, and sometimes finding out, and that's a journey. A lot of people don't understand. Finding out exactly what you have to do is a process, and sometimes that process can take years. And a lot of people, like we talk about, they go to that 3-year mark and it gets hard and they quit. It's like you don't understand that, like failure. You're on the cusp of usually on the cusp of a breakthrough. If you're like failure is a sign that that you need to keep trying. A lot of people, like I said, you have choices in life. Like in my instance, I had a lot of loss between, like I say, my bulldog, but I loved that bulldog, man. Like that was my dog. I had him for 14 years. I got him from Chuck, and it was like that dog meant a lot to me. It was like my buddy. And then my dad died, and that was really hard. That was a real hard thing to deal with. And like I said, you have choices. Life is a choice. You can either choose to be a victim or a victor. You just make a choice. You say, fuck it. Like no one's coming to save you. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's coming to save you. You have to get up off your ass and do it.
Going back to what I'm saying, is you got to develop the confidence, I suppose, is what we're talking about, that you're going to figure it out. So no matter how bad it is, so your pet getting fucked up or this being fucked up or your whole life falling apart, it's not good. None of it's good, but you got to have the confidence to know I'll figure this out. Just give me a fucking minute. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, just give me a fucking minute. Let me figure this out. But a lot of people, I think, are losing that I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's almost like they just sit there and want somebody to figure it out for them and give them the answer. And the answer is you need to walk your ass through the fire and experience. It's like, dude, warriors aren't like back in the olden days, like Vikings and stuff. Warriors weren't warriors unless they went out and killed motherfuckers. You know what I mean? That's how they knew you were strong and crazy. And it's like they won in times of adversity. Like when you get hit with adversity, that tells you what kind of man or a woman that you are. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff would be fixed if you just look at yourself in the mirror. I mean, I've done it on a handful of occasions. You look at yourself in the mirror and just look at yourself. Are you happy with what you're doing? And you won't lie to yourself because deep down in there, that person looking back at you knows.
What's one of those times that you did that and something that you had to change?
Probably, I did it probably, maybe the day after my dad died. That was in August, this past August. Remember, I set both my fists down and I was just looking at myself in the mirror and just, what do you want? What are you doing? What are you going to do? What are you? You know what I mean? Like, there's stuff I can't really explain, but that's kind of like questioning myself. Are you the person you think you are? If you are the person you've always been, then you will handle this just like you handle anything else. And I tell people this, like my greatest fear was like losing my father. My dad had a heart attack when he was 33 years old. Agent Orange from Vietnam, stuff like that. So he was always in and out of the hospital, throughout my life. And so that was like my greatest fear. So when you get, and I don't tell people this, but my dad was in my arms when he died. I stared death right in the fucking face. And if I can stare death right in the face, you can do anything. So when I was sitting there and I was staring death in the face and I saw him breathe his last breath, I said, Lord, you must have just helped me level up, because there ain't a fucking thing I'm scared of now. There ain't nothing in this world when you get faced with death that'll bother you.
So after that moment, what changed in you, perspective wise, just outside of I've seen this and this is that?
It turned into honor. Like I always do better when I'm doing it for some. Like I always do it for me, but when I know that there's people behind me counting on me, I feel like there's a greater sense to do more. And I feel that in that moment, that if I stopped, that I wouldn't be honoring my father, in the sense that he's instilled all these things in me, and all these, how I am, the way I think. That's been instilled, and I feel a right and an obligation to carry that on to other people, whether it be people in my group or people that I meet or people that are listening to this. You know, life's tough, dude. Like I said, I lost my mentor, I lost my bulldog, and I lost my father, all within 5 months of each other. And that was the toughest 5 months of my 34 years of on this fucking rock that we call planet Earth. So, like, when I missed that squat, I'll go back to the meet. When I missed that squat, I started flipping out and I started getting mad, and I was getting mad because of other things, like losing my dad, I was just looking for something to get mad about. I remember after I missed it, I started getting upset, and like I said before, I was like, dude, I've stared death in the face. I was like, this ain't shit. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, this isn't shit. Like, this is just powerlifting. Like, so I guess things in your life that will mold and make you into the man or woman you're going to be. And everybody's going to hit these instances in your life where it's going to make or it's going to break you. It's going to physically break your soul, or physically or spiritually make your, it's going to break you in every facet, or it's going to, and then you have to make the choice. Like, dude, I didn't want to train. I didn't want to go to the gym, you know? And I think a guy named Jordan Peterson said, it should be your life's goal to be the strongest man at your father's funeral.